duck boat, a little 65 horse Yamaha with an outboard jet, and we are going to put a clean out grate install, and we're going to install a clean out grate and show the procedure on how that is done. You want to inspect the bars, see if there's any damage up in these areas here or here. They usually get hit, smashed. Sometimes it'll move this hole up and you'll have to open that hole up to get the bars out. This one's in fairly good shape. Now take guide rod provided and drive out original pin. Use screwdriver to pry down bars to remove. As you can see, bars are a little bent and dinged up, but we provide new bars in the kit, so that'll take care of that problem. Now what's left to do is drive out the bottom pin. And there's the kit laid out. Now we're ready to install. So now we take a 1/2 inch wrench, remove these nuts. So you jam 2 nuts together, and then you use a 1/2 inch wrench on the top nut and remove the stud. Now that the studs have been removed, it's time to install the upper push rod bracket. Install bolts through bracket. Place the spacer on top. Add just a little touch of Loctite. Strongly recommend the Loctite to keep from vibration coming loose. Install all 3 bolts. Make sure you have your spacers in place, and then tighten security with a 1/2 inch wrench. And as you can see, the bars go in this position. See how the slotted hole is closer, and the hole down here is lower, just like this hole, and then this one's up higher, and so is this one. So that's the orientation the bars go in. And you want to put them in every other slot. So you start on the outside and then skip a slot, and the hinge grate will go in the opposite slots. Okay, now we're going to take the guide rod and install the bent side of the bar first, skipping every slot as shown here. So now you have a loose guide rod in there, and you get all the bars in. Then we'll drive the factory bar back in its place, knocking out the guide rod. Okay, while the guide rod's in there, we'll push away the bend and line up the other slot in the top. And sometimes, if the hole's good, you can use the factory pin to align these as you're doing this.
They look through, they get on.
He's back. So now we'll pull out the guide rod and we'll stick the hinge plate in and slide the guide rod back in. Now you slide the guide rod in, lining the hinge bars. Okay, now it's through. Now we'll take the factory pin and we'll drive the guide rod out, and we should have the hinge installed. sometimes the hinge bar you see right here does not quite line up. See right in here? And we can just take a crescent wrench and put on that and bend that over so it lines up, and it'll go up there nice and smooth. Spots on used intake grates on the actual suction foot take a hit on the bars. Sometimes it'll fold over those slots. So sometimes putting on this brand new straight bar hinge will not line up with the old bent slots. So you just take a little file, open that up a little bit until the hinge clears nice and easy and moves up and down, and you're ready to go. Now the hinge works properly. Nice, easy, smooth action. Okay, bring your hinge up. You gotta hook up your linkage bar. Install the stainless steel bolts and nylock nuts. Bring the nuts up snug, but not so tight that the linkage will pivot.
Let me make sure it's going to go first.
Now all that's left is to install the return spring. Hook it in the hole in the hind joint and into the linkage lever, and check your throw. Make sure everything returns, make sure everything works. Good operating condition, ready to roll.